are excited to offer some fantastic language classes here at St. Mary's School. Here are some fun facts and information that you should know when choosing a language.
Well, it is one of the most used language in the world. Actually, it is the most used first language, and on the second language list, it is the fourth popular one. So if you can speak it, they are listening.
China, as everybody knows, has become the second biggest economy in the world since like 10 years ago. The role it plays in this world is going to only become more and more important. And I think despite all the difficulties we're facing right now, the US and China are going to have a stronger relationship in the future.
Traditional Chinese culture are way different from Western culture. Different kind of food, beverage, candies, activities, movies, songs. It's definitely gonna open your mind. But surprisingly, you might find many things in common as well. So you got to try it and find it out for yourself. So at our school, you can use Chinese and practice it with our international students every day. At the same time, you can make them feel more welcomed and included in our school community. So come join us.
This is a conversation-based class. It's very social. We spend a lot of time with our friends. We cook in class pretty regularly. We go on field trips, different restaurants, listen to new music. We try to find new ways to broaden our cultural horizons every day.
Did you know that over 500 million people speak Spanish worldwide? And over 43 million people speak Spanish right here in the United States? In fact, Spanish is the second most commonly spoken language right here in the US. If you speak Spanish, you can make lots of connections with lots of people and have a leg up in the job market.
Graduating seniors can actually speak Spanish. How many other schools can say that? After 4 or 5 years of hard work, we were able to speak Spanish. That helps us to get our application for college, our resume for a job on top of the stack. Helps to enrich our lives and broaden our cultural horizons.
Hey everyone, if you're watching this, it's likely that you or your child is thinking about taking Latin. Now, the question that always gets asked is, why in the world would you take a dead language? Well, that's not entirely true. I'm going to give you a few reasons of why you should take Latin next year. The first reason you should take Latin is because students who took Latin have an edge on the SAT. Over 50% of the English language derives from Latin, which means you'll have an advantage on such words like perfidious and soliloquy, two of the most common words that appear on the SAT. Higher vocab generally means a higher test score. Latin is the parent to several languages, most notably Italian, French, Spanish, Portuguese, and Romanian. So this means that if you know Latin, learning these other languages becomes incredibly simple. When I took over the Latin department at St. Mary's, I decided to give students an option to do something with real academic value. While Latin may only be used by the Vatican today, it was the official language of the Catholic Church for almost 2,000 years. These documents of the Church and countless others lie untranslated across the world. Latin 4 is called Medieval Latin because students choose an untranslated source and with my help bring it back to life. The third reason is therefore that by the end of the Latin journey at St. Mary's, you'll have a professional translation that's then placed on Fordham University's online medieval sourcebook, which gives students a resume-building accomplishment that is then used by college students studying the Middle Ages across the globe.
We hope you enjoyed learning a little bit about our language programs at St. Mary's School. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact me, Megan Stillwell, at mstillwell@smschool.us. We can't wait to see you next year.